Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our news of BBC in Canberra of Australia. Today we are going to the new Prime Minister, which is Mr. Morrison. Scott Morrison is a new Australian MPC as a Malcolm Town State. So, Scott Morrison has become Australia's new Prime Minister after Malcolm Turnbull was forced out by party officials in a bruising leadership contest. Mr. Turnbull has been under pressure from a poor polling and was described as an insurgent by Conservative MPs. Mr. Morrison, the preacher, won an internal poll 45-40 over former Home Affairs Mr. Morrison Peter Daunt, who had been Mr. Turnbull's most focal trait. Mr. Turnbull is the fourth Australian Prime Minister in a decade to be ousted by collegials. It has been such a privilege to be the leader of the great nations. I love Australia, I love Australians, he said on Friday. Mr. Turnbull was really why was Turnbull forced out? With an election loom, MPs was nervous about the government's poor opinion poll and received by-election defeats. Last week, a row over energy policy and connected lost existing tension between Mr. Turnbull and a moderate and his party conservative wing. Okay, Mr. Morrison entered the race after Mr. Turnbull lost the key packers. After a majority of PS called for leadership spill, Mr. Turnbull agreed to step down. To further complicate matters, Mr. Turnbull has signaled that he would resign from Parliament, which would force by-election and potentially put the government is one seat majority at risk and force the new Premier to call early elections. However, Mr. Morrison, who was sworn in Friday, told reporters there were no plans to do this anytime soon. Oh, his government, he said, will be in a place by next week. So who is Morrison? Mr. Morrison is a former two Mr. Australian official entered Parliament in 2007 and has a since in early 3K ministerial portfolios. The one is a social conservative who appeals to the moderate elements of the Labour Party, and the second is towards the National Representative and Immigration Minister Anthony Albonese's government, and the third is appeal the reputation as a thought operate in enforcing Australians' hardline stop the police policy. So, speaking to reporters at the vote of Friday, Mr. Morrison said he will be working to bring our party back together, which has been imprisoned and the party this week, and bring the country together. So, he also said dealing with the severe drought which has hit parts of Eastern Australia will be our most urgent and pressing need right now. How was everyone reacted? With a mixture of perceived anger and shame, many have described this week as one of the chaotic Australian political history. These are our news of in Canberra of Australia. So we are going to do with Pi and Go like.